This season so far, there has been 3 Liverpool players playing on the mind of all supporters: Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Despite not much being said about Mo and Virgil so far, today we have some huge and positive news about Trent Alexander-Arnold. We will deep dive into this today while discussing all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video. So as always, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool content. But first, Jaden Danns is expected to head out on loan before Monday night's deadline, with the Liverpool striker now a leading target for one championship side. With Arne Slot and Richard Hughes holding a meeting to discuss the short-term futures of a number of youngsters ahead of the weekend, one of those in focus will have been Danns. Though the 19-year-old started up front in the Champions League on Wednesday night, the likelihood is that he will spend the remainder of the season on loan in the second tier. Blackburn, Stoke and Preston have all been credited with an interest, but Danns is now also considered a leading target for Sunderland. That is according to the Northern Echo's Scott Wilson, who reports that Sunderland are determined to bring in a forward before the transfer window closes, and there is optimism that a deal can be struck. This comes with contact already made with Liverpool, though Blackburn are also known to have inquired over a loan deal. Sunderland are hoping their record for developing and protecting young talent will help persuade the Anfield top brass that the Stadium of Light is the best place for Danns, Wilson adds. If Danns does head to the northeast, it will certainly be interesting, as Liverpool hold an interest of their own in Sunderland's prolific young striker, Trey Ogunsui. Ogunsui, 18, was not part of the first team squad for Sunderland's 2-2 draw with Plymouth last time out, but has been involved on 9 occasions so far this season, including a debut against Stoke in the FA Cup. Sunderland, who next play away to Middlesbrough on Monday night, also have teenager Eliezer Mayenda and first choice Wilson Isidore as options up front, while summer signing Ahmed Abdullahi has not yet featured after groin surgery. There would seemingly be no guarantee of a regular starting role, but Liverpool could see positives in that the Black Cats are 4th in the Championship with the division's youngest squad at an average age of 23.7. Stoke may now be ruled out after already signing forwards Ali Al-Hamadi and Josh Wilson-Esbrand on loan this month, but Blackburn and Preston could still provide opportunities. Liverpool enjoys strong relationships with both Lancashire clubs, and on a personal level, a shorter commute may appeal to Danns, whose family live in the Merseyside area. The winter transfer window closes at 11 PM on Monday night with James McConnell, Kylie Gordon, Oakley Cannonier, and perhaps even Tyler Morton, others who could also leave before the deadline. In some huge Trent Alexander-Arnold news, Trent is set to undergo a scan to assess the injury he suffered at Bournemouth, and the early hopes are that he has avoided serious damage. Alexander-Arnold was forced off midway through the second half in Saturday's 2-0 win after complaining of pain in his upper right leg. The right-back required treatment on the pitch and was then replaced by Connor Bradley, with Arne Slot reflecting after the game that it's never a good sign if a player is asking for a substitution. This is not a fact, but I would be surprised if he plays on Thursday, the head coach said. But let's hope he's back with us as soon as possible. Liverpool will arrange a scan for their number 66 on either Sunday or Monday, depending on how the initial injury settles, which should make him a doubt for the visit of Spurs. But Physio Scout, an injury analyst on X, has suggested that Alexander-Arnold's issue should not be too severe, and he could even return within a week. Based off where he was palpating, as well as the physio's tests, it seems to be a quad injury, they explained, with it more likely a quad strain or just general tightness. The potential recovery time for tightness is less than a week, while a strain could keep Alexander-Arnold out for 2 to 6 weeks. Physio Scout estimated that it was more likely just quad tightness, though even if it is just discomfort, he'll be racing the clock to be in the squad for Thursday's Carabao Cup semi-final. If the scan backs up that speculative assessment, Alexander-Arnold could perhaps be back involved against Plymouth in the FA Cup 4th round next Sunday. That would likely have been a fixture penciled in for Bradley, but with the Northern Irishman instead set to start against Spurs in the second leg, Slot could turn to Joe Gomez for the FA Cup. Alexander-Arnold, if available, could be reintegrated from the bench in that tie, with academy right-back Isaac Mabia another potential option. Naturally, any official verdict on Alexander-Arnold's fitness will need to wait until the results of a scan, but the early signs suggest it could be a fairly positive situation. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know down in the comments. In other news, Arne Slot was asked about his thoughts on the rumours to sign Bournemouth's Milos Kerkez. Liverpool are reported to hold an interest in Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez, but asked after Saturday's 2-0 win, Arne Slot would give little away. Kerkez is widely regarded as a target for the Reds as they consider revamping their left-back options in light of a shaky season from Andy Robertson. Saturday brought an opportunity to watch the Hungarian up close as he started up against Mohamed Salah in Saturday's clash at Dean Court, and his attacking quality stood out. It was Kerkez's overlapping run which led to a goal from David Brooks ruled out for a marginal offside, while FotMob credit the 21-year-old with making the most interceptions of any player, 5. Slot's post-match press conference gave one reporter the chance to ask about any interest in Kerkez, though the reply was as expected. "I don't think I have to talk about players that we are interested in, let alone a player from Bournemouth," he said. "He's playing over here. He's having a great season, as many other players here are as well. That shows you probably how good of a manager you have over here. What a great sporting director you had over here, and maybe still have. I don't know how the one now is doing. Richard Hughes brought in very good players, and this manager works with them in an incredible way because he brings the best out of every single player, including the one you just mentioned, but I'm not talking about an individual. They are all bringing the best out of their game at the moment. There are obvious connections for Kerkez at Liverpool, most notably Hughes, who signed him for Bournemouth, and Dominic Szoboszlai, who considers him his best friend in football." Szoboszlai and Kerkez were pictured together in the Bournemouth dressing room after Saturday's 2-0, though there is unlikely to have been any ulterior motive to that meeting. That Slot brought up Hughes' success with signings while in the position of technical director at Bournemouth does show that he appreciates the work in acquiring players such as Kerkez. Slot himself will have watched the youngster with admiration while playing for AZ Alkmaar in the Netherlands, and while he played a straight bat to questions on future interest, it is a story not worth ruling out yet. Finally, Curtis Jones returned from a mystery injury to assist Mohamed Salah's second goal in the 2-0 win over Bournemouth, and was grateful for Arne Slot's trust. Jones missed 2 games after being forced off at half-time against Lille in the Champions League, and going into Saturday's trip to Bournemouth was expected to sit out again. Not mentioned by Slot in his fitness update before the game, the midfielder was presumed out with little known about the specifics of his injury, but he made a surprise return to the matchday squad at Dean Court along with Diogo Jota, and was the first player sent on as he replaced Alexis McAllister on the hour, assisting Salah's curler 15 minutes later. Speaking to LFC TV after the game, Jones revealed that he had a small injury on the MCL and expressed his delight at being able to contribute so quickly. "I'm back after 10 days out, came in and impacted the game. That's what I try and do," he explained. Jones added, "I'm just a lad who loves to play the game. If I start the game, if I don't, I want to impact the game as much as I can. I want to score more goals. I want to assist more goals. I want to help the team even more. I don't just want to be a lad who's here because I'm part of the team and to see games out. Plus, it shows the trust that I've got." That trust from Slot extends throughout the squad, having made 9 changes for the trip to PSV Eindhoven in midweek, and then seeing Connor Bradley, Darwin Núñez, and briefly Wataru Endo come off the bench on Saturday. What do you make of this? Let me know down below. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.